When it comes to making the perfect iconic car, BMW have plenty of hits in their back catalogue, but there is one model which stands tall above the others. One model which is prominent in the world of pop culture media today, one model, the DNA of which is still omnipresent in the BMW's Neue Klasse of tomorrow. My name is Mike, you're watching the BMW YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to unpack the impact the E30 3 Series had on making BMW the ultimate driving machine. Before we get started, let's have a quick recap of where we got to so far. So the 60s introduced the original Neue Klasse, a refined mid-size segment sedan for the motoring masses. Then the 70s gave us the pursuit of motorsport purity with the brand new products, BMW M1, which introduced a brand new range of products, the M products. Well, what the 80s did a decade later was kind of blend the two together in a beautiful cocktail of magnificence. Because, I mean, just look at it. It's utterly stunning. And I have a feeling the looks of this thing are going to distract me throughout the course of this entire film. This car and the ones that came before it really do lead us to the Neue Klasse of tomorrow, which is why you should watch the recaps I did of the 1800 and the M1. But anyway, back to this machine. This car enjoys the distinction of being probably one of the coolest BMW products ever. By 1982, BMW was well established as a maker of compact sedans, and the 3 Series was entering its second generation. The E30 was the chassis code, and it was better than anything that came before it. It was more practical, it was more efficient, and some would argue it was even more beautiful than what came before. More importantly though, it was fantastic to drive, and the best by far. So much so that BMW decided to take it to the racetrack and finish off with the M1 begun. BMW firmly had their sights set on the Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft, otherwise known as DTM. It still exists today as the GT3 racing class, which BMW still compete in with the M4. Anyway, DTM was paramount in BMW's history. It had to compete there because every single one of its competitors did so. So they decided to take the E30. The E30, though, was the right tool for that job, and you cannot talk about it without talking about the way it drives. It directly followed on from the sporty credentials set by the 1800 that came before it. A range of charming, powerful engines up front, an engaging driver's cabin in the middle, and power sent to those rear wheels. The E30 felt light, it felt nimble, it felt energetic, and it continued on the promise that BMW set out of Freude am Fahren. But best of all, it didn't just reserve this promise for the sportiest M3 model in the range. This is something you could feel in every single E30, all the way from the 316 to this, the 325iX. Today, the 325iX is a rare car. The E30 was incredibly versatile, so much so that this is the first BMW which offered a full range of body shapes, from this coupe to a convertible to a touring and a sedan. Inside, every variant of the E30 was relatively the same though, with a driver-focused and driver-centric dash, all of which pointed towards you. It's incredibly easy to understand and easy to kind of get on with. Everything makes sense and the buttons are exactly where you want them to be. And because of that, it makes it incredibly nice to spend time with. It's very peaceful in here. It's very homely. In fact, I could comfortably spend the rest of my film sitting in this car. Even in this 2-door coupe, there is still plenty of room behind me on the rear couch, and even more room behind that in the boots for all of my passengers' luggage. Even though this E30 was a mid-segment car, it still came with a lot of modern-day equipment for the time. Take, for example, this onboard computer up here by the rear view mirror. You can hold on a check button to tell you if there's anything wrong with the car, and of course, there's nothing wrong with this car. Everything about this car feels proper and well put together, and it feels like the accumulation of years worth of experience, and that's because it was at this point. BMW knew what they were doing by the time that they got to the E30. Let me show you what's under the bonnet though, because that's the real centerpiece of this car, because this car features a 2.5 litre straight 6 producing 168 brake horsepower. This engine is famous for being creamy, silky and smooth. It was a real Autobahn machine, 0 to 60 in 9.2 seconds, topping out at 146 miles per hour. Quick car. Of course, the E30 sold well. By the end of its production run in 1991, BMW sold 2.3 million units of this thing. It became an icon in every single corner of the globe. And also on the racetrack, because it ended up winning the DTM twice, the British Touring Car Championship twice, the Italian Touring Car Championship 4 times, and the European Touring Car Championship once. And then for good measure, it also won the World Touring Car Championship. This thing won everything. But most importantly, it allowed people to dream, because this car was relatively accessible. I know it allowed me to dream because I had a poster of one of these on my bedroom wall when I was a kid, and it was the biggest poster I had. I think the ability to dream is something that makes BMW incredibly special, and knowing that your dreams can be achieved with enough hard work is incredible. And the E30 was at the parapet of that thought process, a thought process which will carry on into the future generations of BMW to come. What BMW do you dream of? Maybe it's one that you already own. Let me know in the comment section below. Until then, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. If you've enjoyed my BMW Classic deep dive, perhaps you'll enjoy the other videos I've made here during my time at the BMW Classic facility. You can find those on this hand side of your screen. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.